people that just love to go to clubs and fight, because I don't tolerate things fighting actually outside designated areas where you can fight. Anyway, Wolfman 47 here. So, Fight Club. Obviously, before I carry on, as this is an endings gone wrong video, there will be spoilers to the ending of Fight Club, so please bear that in mind. So, let's talk about it. So Fight Club is a film where this narrator guy, played by a very young Edward Norton, works with this character played by Brad Pitt, more on him later, to create a club where you can fight, where it has all sorts of different rules, which, if I can find it, I'm going to read to you and see if I'm actually following their rules. What's it? Loads. There we go. So, first rule of Fight Club, you don't talk about Fight Club. Yeah, I'm breaking that rule already. No! Oops. Not sorry. Second rule about Fight Club, you do not talk about Fight Club. Again, breaking that rule, not sorry. Third rule of Fight Club, if someone says stop or goes limp, taps out, the fight is over, because, if once someone's down, the fight, it's just natural.
So I'm 12!
For the fight to be over. Fourth rule, only two guys to a fight. It's only fair, and it's also less chaotic that way. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sixth rule, no shoes, no shirt. I'm currently wearing socks at the moment, and technically this doesn't count as a shirt because it's an hoodie, so I'm not gonna take it off. Also, it's quite cold the day I'm recording this, so I'm not gonna take it off at all. One fight at a time. Fights will go on as long as they have to. Understandable. And if it's your first time at Fight Club, you got to fight. Yeah, you get the idea with that. So in addition to Edward Norton and Brad Pitt, Helena Bonham Carter stars in this as well as this character who I guess you could say is the neighbour or something of Edward Norton's character, and they on occasion get it on and everything, although in Edward Norton's mind he thinks it's Brad Pitt that's doing it. So yeah, let's talk about Brad Pitt. Now, obviously, in the film, Brad Pitt is portrayed as this person that's a good friend to Edward Norton, Albert. What we actually do find out much later on in the film is that he's actually an imaginary person, that he's kind of like the mental image that Edward Norton wants guidance from and all that. So only he can see him, and he kind of manipulates him, does everything he can to try and tell Edward Norton to do all these things, and even Edward Norton's characters eventually does come to the realization. The siren's going off. 1 second.
Eventually.
Okay. And even Edward Norton's the character that Edward Norton plays is of the opinion that he's actually there, but he's actually not there, and even Helena Bonham Carter's character convinces him of that, and all the people that they recruit for the Fight Club does do that. Eventually, the clubs get to a point where they start to become an anti-terrorist organisation of some kind, where they started planting bombs into cities and everything, and other fight clubs are established and everything. So yeah, it all goes, I guess, for lack of a better word, tits up. So yeah, it all happens. But as eventually the film does come to its ending, and at the ending we realise that the narrator, Edward Norton, and a character known as Tyler Durden, or whatever, which is Brad Pitt's character, are the same person. So the narrator, Edward Norton, shoots himself to kill his imaginary alter ego, and then it's kind of left up to the perception of the audience as to whether Edward Norton's character is still alive, dead, or whatever. Regardless, the bombs do go off, and the whole city crumbles. So regardless of how you see it, everything dies in the end. So, well, I don't know about everything, but yeah. So yeah, that's kind of the ending to Fight Club. Everything, the Tyler dies, Edward Norton may or may not have died. It's kind of up to your decision and all that. For me personally, I feel that it's Edward Norton was just Edward Norton's character is killed Tyler in his mind. He didn't actually kill himself. He killed him in his mind, because that would really be the only way you'd be able to see him. But saying that, if he was carrying a gun quite literally and doing exactly that in real life, then yeah, of course he would kick the bucket. So yeah, again, it's up to your perspective of it. But personally, I feel that he either died in his head, or as in killing Tyler in his head, or he actually properly died, by which he does a mental state, but also at the same time he doesn't quite. Yeah, you get the idea with it. So yeah. In terms of how I feel about the film, I think it's a good film. It's based on a graphic novel, I believe. I could be wrong about that. And it does sort of make you question what's real and what isn't real, as well as the whole idea of whether you should let your imagination run wild, whether you should let your imagination take control of you, and all that. Um, Me and some people I know in my life, we have wild imaginations and we think of all sorts of great, wonderful things. But sometimes we do have to remind ourselves that our imagination can ultimately take control of us, and we have to have a reality check and realize, yeah, some of these things don't happen. Like, I often have these thoughts of these epic battles coming about, and me and my friends fighting these epic battles. But then I come to the realization that in reality, chances of us actually going into battles in real life are unlikely, but not in video games. It's because video games, you can go into any battles you and it's all good fun and everything. So yeah, it does you can kind of sort of do epic battles in that way, but you can't do them in real life because of limitations and all that, and just the whole idea that nobody has special powers in this reality. No one can, no one can fly. You can glide, but you can't fly, and all this other stuff as well. So yeah, but yeah, that's what I think of the ending to Fight Club. And if I were to review it, I would probably give it, yeah, 5 stars, because I really enjoyed it, because it's a pretty good film, to be fair. And I do kind of like films that have endings where it's just left to the perspective of the audience as to whether they want to end it or not. The only issue I'd have is if these films that have ambiguous endings would end up having another film, or so forth, because then you're kind of the opinion that, oh no, the one you thought of is not canon. They've already come up with one, and that's the problem with a lot of games where you get to choose endings, because games, when they have multiple choice endings, I feel should end with that game. So if you've got like a multiple choice ending game, then you shouldn't really make any more sequels, prequels, or things set at the same time of the game. Sure, that's fine, but you can't have video games that suddenly have have a sequel because they've had multiple endings, and then when you get a sequel, they already kind of make their mind up what is canon, particularly in ones where it's not the same characters that you're playing as in the previous game. It's completely different characters, so we have to figure out for ourselves what actually happened. So yeah. But yeah, that's what I think about Fight Club. Obviously, well, the ending to Fight Club, I should say. Obviously, draw your own conclusions in the comments below as to whether you think Tyler is real or not, whether you think Edward Norton's the real one or not, and all this other stuff. But in my opinion, I feel that either or both of them died. But regardless, everything blows up because of all the bombs and everything. So yeah. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you'd like to see more of my videos. I regularly upload videos, so you'll see a lot of videos usually uploaded every single day. I do vlogs like this where I talk about things that interest me, particularly things in pop culture and other things as well. Talk about life in general, do hauls where I'm showing things off that I've bought or received. review things as well. I know I briefly reviewed Film Club in Fight Club in this video. So yeah, I just sometimes do that. And if you're a gamer, I also do gameplay videos as well. So two forms of which one is straight up gameplay, nothing else, some editing for good measure, and the other is let's play, where you get to hear my voice either with the camera on or off, depending on what hardware I'm using, and other limitations with that. So that's what I do. And I also do shorts that are usually uploaded randomly, but usually have a purpose. So say it's a big anniversary for a particular film or franchise that I like, or it's a birthday of or it's a birthday or a memoriam short of a person that I like in acting or whatever. So yeah, that's what I do. And if you liked this video, well, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, share with your pals, leave a comment. Remember to hit the bell if you do subscribe to my channel, because it means you get notified when I release new content. I have found out recently that most people that watch my videos don't often click the subscribe button, because once you watched it, you then move on to something else or something. I don't know. So please subscribe, because I love to have more subscribers, and at the time of doing this video, I am particularly close to reaching 800 subscribers. So it'd be good if we can get some more, please. So yeah, see you in the next one. Peace to you all, and I guess just abide to the rules of Fight Club. Obviously not every Fight Club's the same. They might have their own rules. They might ask you to, I don't know, fight without any clothes on, because some people do that. Or they might ask you to, or they might have 3 at a time fighting and all this other stuff. So yeah, and yeah, there'll definitely be more endings gone wrong vlogs coming up in the future, because there's so many films and so forth that have all these ambiguous endings that I do dare to sort of explore more of them. So yeah, alright, toodles.